Is this serious?
What's happening?
What?
Louis I does, Gucci I does, DR does, but I block it just me and my buzz. I got Papa to give.
With yet another reaction, celebrity worship is a mental illness, which is crazy because the baby situation just came out with this painter, and he's painting the picture of his kids, bro. I think I reacted to that already, bro. That shit is crazy, bro. I feel like part of this is true, bro. I keep it a buck. I feel like part of this shit is true. I ain't gonna lie. If this is like the video that I reacted to before, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Fries, bro. Because I already reacted to the baby situation, bro. I already did. You heard? I already reacted to that.
What do you mean?
Is this serious?
What's happening?
What nigga said? What's happening? Holy
This happened?
yo! What the fuck? Yo, she doesn't even know what the hell to do.
I can't marry you. I don't know you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. No, it's okay.
She wants to say yes. Okay.
Nah, this gotta be a gimmick for the show. This gotta be scripted. What the fuck?
Oh my
This gotta be scripted.
Yeah, he should have been pounded out immediately. When I saw KEKE Palmer get proposed to by an absolute stranger at South by Southwest, it signaled a terrifying reality of this new era that we're stepping into. Celebrity worship and parasocialism have gotten so far to the point where it's no longer just these one-off quirky comments on the internet, maybe some fan.
Bro, I refuse to believe that shit was real though, bro. I don't think that I feel like that had to be a gimmick up within the show, gang. Or within whatever the fuck they like I said, I've never watched this before,
t-shirt, those things that we've been brushing off for the past couple of years. But it's now getting to the point where celebrities are actually being placed into harm's way. Their boundaries and their privacies are getting invaded, and nobody seems to care. But I'm going to tell you that we can no longer brush off these small incidents, because these small things lead to these major incidents where people feel comfortable enough in order to walk up on these celebrities that they don't know and give a legitimate proposal.
Yo, and it seemed like, bro, these niggas don't even know what anxiety is. Like, they just like, yo, bro, fuck it, bro. If it don't work, you know what I'm saying? We gonna improvise from there. But like, yo, they like, these people are like, they don't have no anxiety at all. That's the best way I could put it. Like, I'm not proposing to KEKE Palmer like anywhere. Like anywhere.
Proposal to them and look at the crowd and say, no guys, she wants to say yes. Celebrity worship and parasocialism have gotten too damn far. It's no longer a catch-all, but more so of a diagnosis for something bigger and badder to come. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It goes a long, long way for this channel. It lets me know that we are on a level playing field and that we have facing during this time in the economy. Bought a hotel room, bought access to the conference, and then had the balls to come up and propose to a woman that he does not know in real life and a woman that does not know him.
I hate to say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is.
This behavior is beyond parasocial. This man poses an actual threat to the safety and security of KEKE Palmer. And
but usually, I ain't gonna lie, at events and concerts, like, yo, security would have been rushing the front, gang. Like, security must be weak at that event, because if it was like a concert or some shit, yo, they catching boy as soon as he think about running. You hit? I ain't gonna lie.
A lot of people brushed it off because it's KEKE Palmer and she doesn't have the internet's favor at the moment. But I think that there's a bigger conversation to be had here. This wasn't a joke. This wasn't a skit. This man was dead serious. And luckily she didn't get hurt, but who knows what could have happened in any other instance. Oftentimes we wait until these big and grandiose events happen for us to make commentary about it or intervene or react to it. But I'm telling you right now, it's the smaller things that happen that lead up to these.
Yeah, I never understood the you know what I'm saying, putting celebrities at such a high pedestal. You know, I never understood that. Like, yeah, bro, of course there's artists that I like and shit like that, but like, I never understood it to the point where like, yo, this person is like damn near a part of you, gang. Like, it's no way a nigga's movie or music is that like monumental to the point where this person, you feel like this person is a part of you. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I never understood that, bro. Like, for instance, Nicki Minaj fans and Beyonce fans, they got it, gang. I ain't gonna lie, you do not want to say nothing about them niggas.
events that have me questioning why is nobody saying this stuff. Oftentimes on the internet, we see weird reactions and interactions between fans and celebrities. And the only thing that people usually say is, oh, well, this person's weird, they're a glazer, etc., etc. You know, they're Stan FC, blase blah, this, that, and the fourth and third. But the reality of these situations is that these are early warning signs to me, in my opinion, of somebody who has a relationship that is greater than just one of a fan. This is one that is bordering somebody who has some sort of mental illness when it comes to their relationship.
Facts. It does. I feel like it does get to a point too. It really does get to a point. Like at what point are we gonna say, yo, this is not glazing, this nigga is just literally insane? Like, yo, boy, when are we gonna get to that point? Let's get to that chapter. You heard? I ain't gonna lie, yo, a proposal on live air. Like, yo, I bet they send niggas to commercial on that. You heard? I ain't gonna lie. You're still watching cable. I don't know.
Or lack thereof relationship, a made up relationship with said celebrity. I've never understood the fans that cry at meet and greets because they're so overwhelmed, especially when we're talking about people who aren't real celebrities. No shade and disrespect to Krishan Rock, but there's no reason why a woman should be hyperventilating and about to pass out because they're meeting you. To me, the only reason why something like that would happen is no different than why these people would comment on her child to the extent that they do. It's because in their mind, they've built up some sort of relationship with said person and pedestalize them to a certain extent. And we don't talk about it because we brush it off as normal fandom, but to be honest with you, it's
look, yo, son, I'm telling you, you do not want that work with Beyonce fans or Nicki Minaj fans. Them niggas is on that. And they don't give a fuck if they right or wrong, gang. And the funny thing is that somebody else in the comment section probably gonna back them too. I ain't gonna lie.
A bit insane. I think another small example of parasocial activity that we brush off is this Gunna fan who paid seemingly $66 in order to run with him. Now, I know somebody's gonna say, Omar, he's just a weirdo. We should be overlooking this. This isn't a big deal. But to me, this symbolized the lengths that somebody would go to in order to get some sort of small interaction with Gunna. This guy seems fanned out, for lack of a better term, and to pay $66 to run with Gunna just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. What it told me, though, is that this is somebody.
Yo, gang, and I know Gunna was tight, but he just had to keep his composure, gang. Like, somebody's recording you there, yo, this nigga's damn near on my shoulder, gang. Yo, back up, son, I'm about to swing on boy. Ain't gonna lie.
Who is willing and able to do just about anything in order to get even this level of interaction with a celebrity. He paid $66 and ran miles with Gunna for a small glimpse of attention. And to me, this is just the tip of the iceberg as to how far people will go to get close to their favorite celebrities. This is the level before the escalation. And what happens after this is a total disrespect and lack of care for a person's boundaries, to the point where, honestly, the threats of violence can be justified because of how disrespectful
swung on her.
Some of these people are.
Now, I already said what my take on this situation. I felt like it was kind of like a 50-50 situation, but the painter just wasn't. I feel like he just didn't keep in mind that, you know what I'm saying? It's just certain topics that you just don't touch. Could have been out of good faith, but you know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that certain people just not gonna like, gang. You gotta accept that, bro.
While DaBaby was at a nightclub, a fan decided that he was going to present him with a gift, something that people do to celebrities and famous people all the time. But what he didn't take into consideration is that this gift that he was presenting him crossed so many boundaries, it's actually disgusting. The gift in question was a picture of DaBaby's children, hand painted by said fan / creator. And I went on this person's page and I realized this is the niche / these are the things that he does on a normal basis. He paints people's family members, whether it be babies, brothers, sisters, uncles, aunts, deceased and alive. No commission, just in an attempt to draw the eye of some sort of celebrity. Now, this is weird beyond belief. I shouldn't have to explain.
Do y'all think though, like, I ain't gonna lie, the painter is kind of in a different situation. Like, I feel like the situation with the painter and the guy that was asking Keke Palmer, do you want to be my wife, is like, it's the same, but it's like, all right, it's like, pick your poison. Do you want the very worst poison, or do you just want the one that's gonna fuck with you for a couple hours? That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think the only thing that kind of saves bro is that he's a painter. I'll be real. Is that he's a painter. He's done this multiple times. Like I said, niggas seen the painting of Kanye West's mother, and he said he actually liked that painting. Like, Kanye actually liked that painting. I don't know.
This guy looks up the baby's kids, downloads the pictures, again, not commissioned and totally a stranger, stares at it while he's painting for several hours, and then also locates the baby to present these things in a public setting because he knows that if the baby does...
Yeah, I do feel like, yo, a nightclub and just drawing his kids and not him in the picture was kind of crazy. I do agree with that. I do agree.
Some sort of off the wall interaction with him, it'll make the baby seem more awkward as opposed to this guy. For what it's worth, I think the baby handled it very, very well. Jonathan is known to pound out dudes in this type of situation. But why did this guy who is a painter feel as though he had free range to do these types of things? I get that this is your style of content and you have to push the envelope just a little bit every once in a while. But at some point you have to...
I personally think, I can't even say that because in this day and age, bro, people are chronically on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Some people are just don't have certain apps at all, Instagram, TikTok. But like, if you are in a business and you are known by multiple celebrities, you're online. So I can't even say, yo, bro, maybe he wasn't even aware that he pushed the boundary or like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you're searching up a picture of the baby's children, downloading it and blowing up said image and staring at it while painting it with no permission from either parent in this situation, you should probably say to yourself, you know what? I'm probably going a little bit too far. That's entitlement. That's delusion. And that's what parasocialism and celebrity worship is doing to people. What makes this situation worse is that the baby had to go and comment on this guy's page. He decided to leave this portrait and photos, which I thought was just so strange. He actually left photos of these two babies depicting like, hey, this is the inspiration photo up on his page. And the baby had
I ain't gonna lie, his explanation was kind of weird too. It was like when he said it, he was like, yeah, bro, he was gonna pick another picture of his kids. And then that's when I raised my eyebrow. I was like, yo, bro, the nigga told you, yo, bro, he didn't want his daughters in there. And the second thing you think of is, yeah, let me draw all of his kids. Nigga, we're going backwards. I ain't gonna lie. You didn't help yourself there, bro. I give it a buck.
By not accepting the photo and give this man a message about keeping this stuff up on his page.
First and foremost, I'm not the type of father that I'm not into like grown ass men discussing my daughters, taking pictures of my daughters, taking pictures of my kids. I don't play like that. I'm not accepting no painting of my daughters outside of a nightclub.
At this point, you just don't give a damn about boundaries being set or honestly have any more.
Yeah, bro, a lot of things was wrong in this situation, but I feel like I ain't gonna lie, I do feel like Omizu was right where people just want to get that moment or get that approval so bad that they like so many factors just leave their mind. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, bro, this nigga's kids. 1, 2, you're outside of a nightclub. Anybody that has ever been to any club knows that there's a certain type of vibe there. It's just like you just don't, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even bring your kids in real life to a nightclub. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie.
If I did something to someone and could feel the vibe and see the internet's interaction with the content I was trying to make was negative and not well received, at no point in time am I keeping these things up or continuing down this path. That's the thing about this fandom and parasocialness that we're going through. It's not even about the creator. There's no respect.
I don't even think it's parasocial. What is parasocial? Like, you have you feel like you have a relationship with somebody that doesn't know that you even exist. Like, I think it's just more of like, yo, sometimes people, I won't say do it for clout, but they just capitalize off the moment. Because the baby responded and it's gonna get likes, it's gonna get clicks. It's just like, I might as well make a response. And the funny thing is that the baby even shot a video before the painter can even say anything. You feel what I'm saying? He shot a video, he was like, yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I don't accept this. Like, I don't play about my kids, da, da, da. And then the painter double backed and made another video. So that made him even look worse. You feel what I'm saying?
See, there's no boundaries that are being respected in these situations. It's all about the fan and what they can do and get away with. And I think in any case of celebrity worship, you can see patterns being continued through all of them. Entitlement, lack of boundaries, lack of respect for these celebrities that you ogle over make you do these things that you want to do. I'm not saying you. I feel like I'm talking to somebody, but we know who I'm talking about. The same admiration that has you breaking down at a meet and greet when you meet Krishan Rock of all people is the same level of admiration and delusion that has a man kneeling down in front of KEKE Palmer trying to propose to her, one of which that is a stranger. And so we've seen where this spectrum...
Yo, bro, that shit, yo, bro, I still don't believe that shit is real. I keep it a buck. There's no way that shit is real,
can
gang.
go.
Like,
But what makes Keke Palmer's situation so much worse is what she said after the actual proposal in an interview.
I could see in his eyes that we've had romance. We had a lifetime in this man's eyes where he was like, seriously, like, it gave like, they finally came. And then that's when I knew when he started looking back to the people and he was like, she wants to say yes, help her say yes. But in the moment, it went from, this is a joke to, I've got to be careful with how I break the reality of this guy. This is nothing to play with. And that's why I got just started feeling sad because I was thinking to myself, man, this guy.
yo, bro, I ain't go. Yo, yo, this shit is crazy,
in a really
bro.
bad way, man.
Keke Palmer did something that most people wouldn't do in this situation. I think is very telling. In this very awkward and honestly threatening position, she started to feel empathy and sympathy for the guy that was on one knee. She saw the love and admiration and true genuine desire from this man to be with Keke Palmer. But the crazy thing is, this is a person that has a detached sense of reality from what is really going on. My thing about all this is, what if she had been rude? Like, what if she had laughed? What if she had said something off the wall, kind of snapped on him? How does this man that is this delusional deals with that level of rejection? Now, granted, she will be.
Yo, I can't even say, yo, bro, buddy would have showed some type of respect because you already broke the respect boundary when you proposed to shorty. So at this point, it's just like whatever buddy do, I ain't gonna lie. We just gonna have to find out in the next episode. You heard? I ain't gonna lie. You heard? Like,
Justified in doing all of this. But we now have to consider these other people's feelings because they are so parasocial and caught up and lost, and it wasn't stopped earlier, that the threat of actual violence and harm is real. We also have to remember that this was done in a public setting.
But this makes me think, yo, behind the scenes, what is like, yo, this nigga must be doing some outrageous shit, gang. For you to sit there, yo, this nigga must be like, eat, sleep, breathe Keke Palmer. I don't know. Like, this shit is crazy.
What happens if this person was caught outside, walking by themselves, taking a smoke break, I don't know, at a park or something like that, not where there are cameras, multiple different people, security, etc., etc. This could have definitely ended bad if Keke Palmer didn't say yes and play into this fan's delusion even more. Keke handled the situation perfectly. She handled it with care and empathy and gentleness that honestly potentially saved her life. But ultimately, a stranger should have never gotten this close to her. Therefore, it was a security failure. And this isn't the first time that we have seen.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why you have like certain names there or people of some type of stature, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have like heavy security there, especially when it's like on a show. It's not even just Keke Palmer, it's multiple women on there. Like, you feel what I'm saying? A security thing has to be discussed, gang. Like, you know what I'm saying? You had some guy that probably, if this nigga wanted to make a move, yo, that security guard at his size is not gonna be fast enough. I ain't gonna lie. He's just not gonna be fast enough.
Social fans have the ability to get close with their creator or celebrity crush, idol, whatever the case may be, with security not doing their job. Keke Palmer and DaBaby situation show me a clear pattern that these parasocial and celebrity worshiping fans use public situations in order to corner these celebrities into weird situations in which they have to act respectfully and play into their delusions. Security is usually reactive and not preventative or proactive in any of these situations, thus leaving these celebrities and content creators to harm's way. It's the same situation where this guy bought tickets, flew to the event, stood in line, and waited for his opportunity to bum rush.
Yo, this situation was so... Yo, you know what's so funny? I don't think nobody even made a video on this shit. I probably would have reacted to it. I ain't gonna lie, because like I said, I didn't know no details on this situation. I just saw TikToks. Like I said, clips get to me before the actual videos do.
These strangers don't respect any sort of boundaries, and ultimately these things could have been avoided if people had taken these smaller signs that these fans and stans and people who are parasocial showed on the internet on a day-to-day basis. And the sad part about it is the question has to arise, what happens if we don't start taking these things seriously? What happens if we don't take seriously?
And it seems like all these big events, security is just sucks, gang. Like, I keep it a buck. You got names, people, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure executives, like the CEOs that you know what I'm saying, organize this event, they know how big these names are and how much people are delusional and possibly even care for these people. So it's just like the fact that you don't even have security there or tight security there, especially in a part where it's just like, yeah, only partners, streamers can go, is fake crazy. Like, You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make
whatever,
sense.
the tattoos on their body, or change their name, or say that they're a part of this clique or this crew that follows this celebrity on a day-to-day basis. What happens if we don't take these people seriously? At the end of the day, celebrity worship needs to stop. And not because it's cringe like the Chris Brown pictures where
Yo, Chris Brown is fucking wildin'. I ain't gonna lie. Somebody's gonna flock at this nigga CB. Yo, gang, did he just kiss somebody's wife on stage in front of the nigga? Yo, somebody gonna flock at this nigga. I'm telling you. Somebody is going to flock at that nigga, bro. I'm telling you, boy.
He is kissing on Chris Brown's cheek and they're doing all these weird photos.
Well.
But the thing is that, yo, bro, when women do it, like I said, when Chris Brown and women do it, they get on stage, yo, thinking, yo, Chris Brown, me and Chris Brown actually gonna have a life and this, and that. Nobody says nothing about it, gang. Nobody says shit about it. You just cheated on your man in front of 100,000 people and kissed a nigga that you probably gonna see for 1 hour. You're never gonna see this nigga again unless you're paying that 500 over again. You heard? But I ain't gonna lie. These situations where niggas is like asking women to marry them and I don't know.
We finally made it to the day. The day when I give up all my dreams on Chris Brown.
She said that at her wedding. She said it at her wedding. What? Oh my God.
But because these celebrities' lives and privacies are
and then the nigga, and you know what's so funny? After all this, right? After she said that, the nigga probably still had the best time of his life. Yo, he's still in the wedding, all smiles, you heard? All 32 showing. Shit crazy, bro.
Are at risk. I stayed away from talking about the Rihanna and A$AP Rocky situation in this video because that is a truly disturbing situation that should not be handled very lightly. But I do think that that is a perfect situation that encapsulates what happens when we don't take the small.
Yo, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like, honestly, with the Rihanna situation, shorty was just literally insane. Like, it's no other way to put it. It's no way other sugarcoat it. Yo, she was just insane, gang. I keep it a buck. But I ain't gonna lie, Buddy proposing in front of Keke Palmer in front of live television, yo, niggas is ballsy. That's all I gotta say. Shit crazy.